Hey friends, how are we doing today? This is Michael Esposito with Esposito Professional Services, and today I'm dressed down. I'm just wearing a polo today and some slacks, as they call them. Just casual day today. I'm actually just going to be in the office for a few hours doing some paperwork and answering some phones. As I've told you in some previous videos, I typically wear a suit every day when I'm meeting with clients or when I know I'm meeting with clients. So even though today's Friday, if I was meeting with a client today, I would be dressed in a suit and tie, making sure that they know that I am a professional and that their business will be handled in a professional manner. I am an insurance broker, so if you do need help with insurance or have any questions, I'd be happy to try to help you. I'm only licensed in New York, so I can only speak on New York. But anyway, moving on from there, talking about my dress today real quick. So I'm just wearing a polo, like I said, and this is what I was talking to you guys about previously, that if you know you're not going to be meeting with a client, you're just going to be sitting around the office, dress how you feel comfortable to get your work done. Today I have a lot of paperwork to do, I have a lot of emails to answer, and I'll just be pretty much sitting at my desk doing that. So I'm just dressed comfortably, semi-professionally. I'm not just wearing a t-shirt and jeans. So anyway, I want to move on from there and just discuss a quick topic with you guys, something that was brought up to me this morning that I thought we could dive into a little further in some future videos. But speaking to you guys as young professionals, some of you may already have jobs or may be looking for jobs. So one of the things that you need to have is, other than dressing up, and I speak about suits a lot, and that's, as a male, that's what we wear. Females who are watching these videos as well, hey, look, you got to dress professionally too. If that's a blouse and a dress suit or a pantsuit, you also have to dress professionally and dress for the job that you're looking to get. So moving on from there, what I want to talk to you about is resume writing. Obviously, once you have the dress and the outfit that you need to wear to an interview, you need to be able to land the interview first, and also when you're at the interview, you need to be able to give your resume. And a resume is a very important piece of paper that shows what you've done in the past, your history, what experiences you have. So obviously, I'm not going to write out a resume for you right now or show you my computer screen and type one out for you, but I'm just going to give you some basic ideas on how you can get them. I mean, real simple, you do a Google search for resumes and you'll find 100 templates out there of resumes to be able to just download or copy and paste or something. So it's real easy. I think even if you go on Google Docs, they have some resume templates that you could just use for free. So there's no point in getting to that portion. But some little things that you do need to know and have available to you. My generation, maybe not yours, but my generation, we were kind of like the first young generation to have email. So my very first email address was crazymike215@aol.com. That's not a very professional email address. So one of the things you might want to do, if you didn't already, is change your email address. Get a new one. They're free. They're easy to get. I use Gmail. There's Yahoo. There's a bunch of other outlets out there for you to get an email address. So get your name at that email address. So I use michael21esposito@gmail.com. Hey, if you want to spam me, to go to my junk mail, I really don't care. Email me. I would love that. So now you have my personal email address. It's pretty much my name. It's not hard to come by, right? So try to use that. Make sure your Facebook is clean, by the way, because these recruiters and job hunters that are out there that are going to be interviewing you are going to look at that. So when they see your email address, it's obviously tied to all your social media. So make sure your social media is cleaned up. Delete any posts that are embarrassing or that you feel may stop you from getting a job, because they are going to look at that. And that's part of your resume these days. One of the things that we talk about is speaking to millennials, and that's who I'm most likely speaking to, is millennials. And a lot of us grew up with social media. Social media is part of our resume. Don't forget that. That's a kind of like a new thing, but it's really important that you know that. My generation, right before social media came up, I'm 36 years old. My generation, we were just getting into social media, but really we were just handing a piece of paper to our employer and they were looking at it, and that's pretty much what we were discussing. But now these employers are going online and finding out your LinkedIn address, your Facebook, your I'm saying Facebook, but you're probably on Snapchat and some other crazy, YouTube obviously, some other crazy new social media platform that's out there. Make sure it's clean. Hey, look, Is it fair that they are judging you based off of having a few beers the other day with some friends? Most likely that's not going to be a problem. But when you make the bonfire and take it and start swirling it around and start acting crazy and doing all sorts of wild things on video and it's on your social media, that's where an employer starts looking at it and saying, hey, what's his character like? What's her character like? Character is huge. When an employer is trying to hire you, they're looking for that. That's what they're trying to gauge from your resume. And a video like that is really going to tell them a lot about you, even if it was just a little mistake, or maybe you drank a little too much and acted a little wild, and you obviously would never do that in the office. So make sure your social media is clean. It is part of your resume. Just remember that. I don't want to keep this video too long. I really feel that that's like the biggest thing there, is making sure your social media is all cleaned up. You delete any negative posts, any really bad things that you might have said in the past, any crazy ex-boyfriends or ex-girlfriends that have posted on your page or that you've posted on their pages. Get all of that out. The internet, it's pretty much everything is there forever. But remember, it is and it's not. I mean, they're not going to scroll all the way 5 years ago. They're going to scroll what's going on recently. That's what they're going to look at. So get rid of that stuff. It's really not that overwhelming. And lastly, your paper resume, like I said, and you're probably not handing paper. You might just be emailing it to them. The old school way definitely is bring in the paper resume, just so you know. When you're meeting with somebody face to face, you're not going to hand them your phone. They might have it up on their computer screen, but it definitely looks really good on your part. If you can hand them a nice, go out to Staples or Amazon, go to Amazon and order some resume stock paper and get it printed out on that and hand that to them. They're going to really appreciate it. Most of the employers that you're going to be meeting with, you as the millennial, are going to be people of my generation or older. The older generation is still old school. They don't want a Google Doc. They might not want an email. But you think about this. You're separating yourself from all your millennial crowd, your peers that are out there. Maybe 10 of them are sending this employer an email, and you're the one guy or girl who walks into his office or her office and hands them a paper resume and brings them back to the old school ways, maybe reminds them of themselves. And right there, you might have just put yourself above the crowd. And maybe you have a little less experience than somebody who emailed them, but they might say, hey, look, I don't know how to really communicate with the guy who only emails me. But this guy or girl who printed their resume out, they seem to be able to communicate with my generation, the older generation. And I might want to hire them because I know how to communicate with them. Remember, getting hired for a job is not just about your experiences, your knowledge, or everything you're able to do. It's also about how you communicate with others. It's about how you communicate with your boss, with your manager, with the people at the higher level. It's about how you communicate with the people who you're trying to sell to, the people who you're trying to build relationships with, the people who you're trying to work with outside. And an employer is looking for somebody who knows how to do that communication. Hey, look, if you're just sitting behind a desk and all you do is type all day and that's all you need to do and just build, let's say, websites or something, then maybe you don't have a lot of communication with others. But all of our jobs, no matter what you do, is communicating with somebody else. Even if it's not verbally, even if it's just typing messages to others, you are communicating with others. So by showing an employer that you know how to communicate with them at their level, and also maybe a millennial or somebody younger than you, believe it or not, there's going to be people out there that are younger than you, you know how to communicate to them too. So part of writing your resume is not just taking care of the social media part, that's one portion, but also print it out. Like I said, the people that are employing you are going to be my generation and older. And lastly, I'm going to leave you guys with this. I'm going to cut this video after this, and I'm leaving. That's it. Like I said, I want to keep these videos short for you guys. Lastly, what you want to do is just gather all of your experience. Don't leave things out. You're building your resume for the first time. You might have only had 1 or 2 jobs. Build that resume. Just talk about things, experiences in that job that are going to help you for the job going forward. So remember, I said I'm in insurance, right? So any job I had previously, how can I bring insurance into the mix? How can I bring in what in being an insurance broker? What experiences can I bring in for an insurance broker? So one of my previous positions, actually my very first job, was I worked for a DJ company as a crowd motivator, a dancer, right? How does that relate to insurance? Well, how it relates to insurance is I had to be a people person. I had to approach people who didn't know me from anywhere, and I didn't know them from anywhere. I had to grab their hand and ask them to dance. And I had to put my arms around other guys and go in a circle and dance with them. And I had to put a smile on, and I had to make people engaged. Well, guess what? That's sales, right? So it doesn't necessarily relate to exactly insurance, but that's how I would relate it on a resume to my job that I want to get, which is the insurance job, the insurance sales job. So for you out there, when you're building your resume and you think, oh man, I only had one job, that's all I'm going to put. Elaborate on that job. Elaborate how it relates to the job that you're trying to get. And think about things that you do in the community. Volunteer your time. Volunteer with any local organizations and volunteer your time. That goes on your resume, and that goes a long way. Volunteer type of work. And things that you know how to do. Put that on your resume. Build it up. Make it one page. Try to keep it short and sweet. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. Again, my name is Michael Esposito, Esposito Professional Services. Please subscribe. Check out the link below. Go to my website. And please leave me a comment. Let's get to know each other. Let's have a conversation. And thanks again. I really appreciate you guys watching my video. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye, guys.